So today, let's go ahead and talk about pros and cons of considering living in the Laveen, Arizona area. And I'm going to go ahead and hit you up with five pros, five things that I think are reasons that are really good for considering a move to the Laveen, Arizona area. And I'll hit you up with a couple cons too. And I will have you know, this is actually an area that I know very well. I've lived here for almost 20 plus years, I guess, at this point. So I hope this is information that you find beneficial, that you could potentially use, and maybe make a decision whether you want to consider Laveen as a place for you to live. So let's go ahead and start with, of course, number one. That's going to be affordability. There are several, of course, places in the valley that somebody can choose to live. You know, you've got, of course, Cave Creek, Paradise Valley, Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert, all very popular places. But I will tell you, as far as affordability goes, Laveen is pretty darn affordable compared to most of them. Now, I will share there is a lot of new home construction going on, and you've got builders such as KB Homes, you've got Meritage Homes, you've got Homes by Town, there's Taylor Morrison, and all of these new home builders actually have some really great products out there. As a matter of fact, you know, some of my favorite right now, these new home builds, what I love about them is just the overall flow that they have, the floor layout. And if you guys are considering something like an RV home, there's RV, homes, basically, homes, new built homes, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, that type of thing, with a RV garage, which these things are so cool, so phenomenal, and they're priced in the 500 to 700,000 price range. So again, pretty darn affordable for something like that. Now, KB Homes right now I know offers a brand new home in the low 400s. So there's not a lot of places in the valley where you're going to be able to get that kind of price unless you start going further and further away from Phoenix. But Laveen is actually only about 25 minutes from the downtown area. So again, let's go ahead and say that one again. Affordability. It is a great place to come and consider buying a home because of the aspect of the affordability. Two, let's go ahead and say that the views and the location is really number two. I love the place where Laveen is located. It is nestled up against the South Mountain Preserve, and it's got just incredible mountain views. It is also kind of situated between the Estrella Mountain Range as well. So we've got mountain views pretty much on a couple different fronts, and these just make for just incredible views. I love it. And depending on where in the Laveen area you live, you are also going to be able to see the Phoenix skyline at night, which is quite beautiful as well. So I'm going to say that that's the second one right there, is the views. Going on to third, I am going to say that it's an up and coming community. Sometimes they tell you, one of the best times to get into something is when it is up and coming, not when it's full-fledged already hit, right? So the Laveen area is actually an up and coming area. This used to be, when I first moved here back in, 2001, 2002, a very rural community that, really offered, a lot of acre properties with horses on it. Of course, there was your single family homes, but not much else. There was no retail over here. There was no grocery store over here. You had to drive about 6 to 8 miles to get to the local grocery store. So again, right now, this area is still up and coming. While there is new retail in the area, it is still, not truly reached its potential. There is a lot more coming in, such as grocery stores now, different places that you can go out and enjoy eating. But that's really one of the things that I like about it, is that it is up and coming, and it's kind of exciting to see what new is coming around the corner. But regardless, this is something that I think all of people in Laveen are going to benefit from, because as values continue to rise, we're going to be able to benefit from that. Number four, I'm going to say, is the South Mountain, freeway. That did open up a couple years back, and I got to tell you, it really made a world of difference as far as having an area become more accessible. Before, to go different places in the valley, it was very difficult because you had to take basically back streets. As a matter of fact, you could go up 51st Avenue to the I-10, or you could go up 35th Avenue to the I-10, or take Baseline Road, heading east to the I-10. And those were really the only ways of, entry or exit out of the community. It was all back roads, so it took forever. Now the 202 freeway has opened up, called the South Mountain Freeway, and it has made a lot of areas a lot more accessible. I'll give you a for instance. Like, we know that the tech industry is pretty big in places like South Tempe and places in Chandler. And before, people would have to live relatively close by and only consider maybe buying a house maybe in the Ahwatukee area, or maybe in the South Chandler or the Tempe area, because there wasn't other options. It would be too far to commute. Now people can consider living in the LaVine area and still make that commute, and you're only talking about a 15 to maybe 25-minute commute. So this has made things a lot more accessible, making LaVine a lot more accessible to a lot of other buyers. Now, to all the current homeowners like myself, it has made other areas of town accessible. I really enjoy going to the Ahwatukee side, which I just take the 202 freeway and head over to Ahwatukee. And there's a lot of wonderful retail, that I like over there. If I need things at Best Buy, or if I like to go to, different, things over there. But it makes it relatively easy, and it's only, a 15 to 20-minute drive on the freeway. Now, for people that need to commute living in the LaVine area, it doesn't really matter whether you work over in the Glendale area or you work downtown. The 202 freeway has made things so much easier. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's just made it a lot more accessible, getting to different places in the valley so much easier. Number five is going to be outdoor activities. I actually do enjoy doing a lot of outdoor activities, and I think the LaVine area actually offers quite a bit for the outdoors. Let's start with the number one in the outdoor offerings, and that's the South Mountain Preserve, which is a 16,000 plus acre, city park, municipal park. And there are so many trails over there that you can go hiking, that you can go mountain biking. If you go in through Central Avenue to the preserve, there is the Ponderosa Stables, which offers horseback riding. There's a lot of people that go road biking in through the San Juan Trail right there as well. And it's got really great, places to be able to enjoy these outdoor things. Now, once you get away from the South Mountain Preserve, there is, a lot of different parks that one can enjoy. Cesar Chavez is probably one of the biggest parks, located around 35th Avenue, 37th Avenue, and Baseline Road. And it offers a lot of different activity areas, such as there's multiple baseball diamonds, there is a skate park, there is soccer fields, there is a lake that actually gets stocked, and there's fishing. There's a dog park. So again, a lot of outdoor activities that you can do there. And if you have kids, or, you like participating in sports, there's a lot of programs that get run out of that park or other parks and, fields within the area. So outdoor activities, there's a ton. The Audubon, Society has bird watching close by. That's fun as well. So again, outdoors, there is just no shortage of it. So let's go ahead and flip it and go to the con side of things. I'm going to say that one of the cons is the heat. And this is not going to be just only LaVine. Really, it's most of Phoenix. We end up having probably about 8-9 months of just phenomenal weather in Arizona. And in the summertime, many of us might ask why in the world we live here. Because once you start getting to that 100 plus, especially for me, once it's over 110, that's hot. It's ridiculously hot. So that to me is a con. But there's not much you can do about it. Just like winters up north, there's oftentimes, yeah, you still go out, but you probably spend a little bit more time indoors and you can still get around and do things. You just have to be smart about the times that you're going out to do your activities. Number two is going to be, I think, the limited shopping and entertainment. Now, granted, this is also something that I mention as a pro because it's, something where we are seeing it's an up and coming community. But for right now, it's not that great sometimes because you may end up having to jump on the freeway and going to Tempe or Chandler or Ahwatukee to be able to enjoy something that you want. LaVine has gotten a lot better about offering, retail and having some good places to go eat, but it's nowhere near what it's going to be, in the near future. I will get a shout out to a couple of good places to eat. There's Los Gordos on 35th Avenue. There's Mimi's right there at 35th Avenue and Baseline 2. Wonderful Italian food, great food. There's a taco place at 47th Avenue in Dobbins. But outside of that, you're looking at there's just Subway, Jersey Mike's, all that stuff. There really isn't anything that's a great mom and pops other than the ones that I mentioned. There's just a bunch of little franchise fast food type of places. You've only got 2 places where you can really, maybe 3 places where there's bar and grill types of things. So again, it's up and coming, but for now it's limited, and that can be considered a downside. I'm going to say that traffic is another one that is kind of, a con. When you are heading through rush hour to work, there is bottleneck areas that happen, and it can be annoying. It could take time, and of course, with a lot of the road work going on, that congestion can take even longer. So, as we see LaVine continue to grow, hopefully they'll improve the infrastructure, and we'll start seeing the flow of traffic, improve. But that's only really during the rush hour times, and I think that the other con that I've got here, which is also that it's an up and community, is that that rural feel that used to be here has slowly started to go away. It used to be as soon as you got to LaVine, you saw a lot of properties with horses and goats and all these different things. It had a really rural feel to it. Well, of course, we're becoming more and more developed, and as we develop, that rural feel is slowly starting to slip from certain areas of the LaVine area. So overall, I would say LaVine is a great place to consider. There's definitely a lot of really good a lot of really good pros, and not that many cons that, you're not going to see in other areas. It's going to be very similar to the cons of other areas. But over here, you've got location, which I think is excellent. It is close to the downtown area, and it is close to be able to get to all the other areas because of the new South Mountain Freeway. It is, more affordable than most places in the valley. Incredible views over here, and so much to do as far as the outdoors. So there you've got it. My pros, my cons. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you looking to move to the area? Let me know. I'd love to help. Have a good day.